Welcome to the Strizzy Report and the Smart Movers Club podcast. If you're 35 years old and older, this is for you. Let's go.
Hey, Smart Movers. Welcome back to the Strizzy Report, the podcast dedicated to empowering smart movers like yourself escape high-cost, high-stress states and truly build a better life. I'm your host, Stacy, the relocation strategist, and today we're tackling a tough but crucial truth. Moving to just escape your problems is simply a bad idea. I've done it 3 times. My first big move was a beautiful move. Got a nice promotion, worked at a job for a little bit, maybe a year and a half, and then I got the promotion and it caused me to work now in Philly, from Jersey to Philly. So that was great. There was a purpose. It was free. Everything was clear. It was nothing to just move out of the state that I was raised and move to a new state. Every move after that was not strategic at all. So I know the feeling, and I know you know that feeling. It's the nagging sense that if you could just get out of your current state, everything would magically fall into place. The high taxes, maybe it's a bad job, the draining relationship, the traffic, whatever it is, or maybe some legal problems. If you could only escape to a new zip code, all your troubles would just magically disappear. I've been there. I'm telling you, I've chased the promotions. I got more responsibility, and in that, I got more stress. I went to the doctors, and the doctor said, you need to make a decision right now. It's either lose a job or lose your life. When I heard that, I was damn near revelated, and I needed to make sure that I made it. The next decision would be the best decision for my health. So I moved because I thought it would lead to wealth and joy, only to find myself busting my ass, drowning in taxes even more than the state that I left before, stuck in even more traffic, and guess what? Still fucking broke, okay? I even moved to Dallas, Texas for a little bit. I left Memphis. I needed to run away. I needed to go. I said, you know what? I'm going to put my finger on a map. Boom, Dallas, Texas, right there, 5 hours, 6 hours away. Okay, I'm going to do it. But guess what? I went with no job, no safety net, just the emotion of I got to get out of here. Where can I go? And thinking that it would be different, like, new place, I could start over, start fresh, but I had no plan. I only got the same hustle culture when I went there. I tried to get a couple different jobs. It wasn't working out. The money is running out. What's going to happen? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Nobody wants to ever let you know. No matter how bad your situation is, it always will follow you to your new state. Your problems aren't usually geographical. They're often systemic, emotional, or financial. And those don't disappear in a new state. Just because you cross the state line, they are still there, okay? Even if you don't want to confront them, they're still there. So you can move physically. If you don't address the underlying issues, you'll still be mentally and financially stuck, and that's the worst position to be in. So how do you prevent a dumb move, as I like to call it, and ensure that you're truly moving free? It starts with purpose and a plan. This isn't about escaping. It's about untangling your life from a system that you've been plugged into and rebuilding it in a smarter, leaner, and more strategic way. Let's break down how you could clean up so you could truly move free. The first thing is the mindset. You gotta shift the mindset, and also with that, you face your reality. Before you even look at Zillow, right, you need to have a reality check come across your desk. And in that reality check, you have to find out why you're moving. So you have to have an honest self-assessment. So ask yourself, what exactly am I trying to escape? Is it just the high cost of living, or is it also my spending habits? Because if you don't tackle the spending habits, you could go to a low cost of living state. You could go to a state for freedom. You could get no income tax and all of that. And guess what? You haven't dealt with that underlying issue of your spending habit and your bad financial place, right? Or is it the job market? Or is it my career path? You know, is it aggressive politics? What exactly are you moving for? Are you engaged in some negative things that are happening in your area? Get brutally honest. See, my journey to creating the Strizzy Report was born out of survival. It was born out of burnout and frustration with working hard and not getting ahead. And plus, I wasn't really tackling those underlying issues that was making me feel not happy in each state I went to. So even in Tennessee, my favorite freedom state, I didn't have the mindset of freedom when I went there because A, I was working 2 jobs. B, I was burnt out. I was stressed out. I was drinking too much. My doctor said my heart was slipping and things like that. And I had to figure that out. So I didn't really go there to get lean. And I went there and actually doubled my spending, tripled my spending. Imagine if I had went there with the plan. If I went there with this type of knowledge and say, you know what, in 5 years, this could happen. In 3 years, this could happen. Oh, shit, I'm in the top 10% of earners in the entire state of Tennessee. Holy shit, now I could really do. I didn't do any of that. I did not look at any data. So I realized that most people in America are trapped. And when they try to get out, they do it wrong, right? They move based off emotion, marketing, some trends, some TikTok, some nice pictures in the background, a quote, or the cousin or your family. Somebody said, hey, you know, it's nice. But guess what? That's not me anymore, and I don't think it should be you. So the second thing is to identify your relocation type. My 12-month relocation blueprint includes a relocation identity worksheet. It asks, are you retiring soon? Seeking remote work freedom, escaping a high-cost state, looking for a family relocation, looking to start a family, investing, starting a business. Knowing your type helps you define your values and the non-negotiables. Right? So if I had an identity type and I knew exactly why I was going, exactly what my goals were in the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, then I can make the place work for me and benefit me. The third thing is a budget reality check. You cannot make a smart move without knowing your real numbers. What's your current income, target rent or mortgage, debt to pay off, emergency fund saves, and cash available for the move? I moved to 3 out of those, maybe 4 out of those 7 states with no reserves. If something were to happen, I would be on my ass. I'd be calling my moms. And again, these are the things that we need to ask ourselves and be real with. And most of the times we don't. We just say, you know what? I got a nice ass apartment. It's overlooking the water. I have an option. I could get this job and my girlfriend's going. So I'm going to go move with her, or my boyfriend's moving. So I'm going to move with him. I don't care about what I got going on. We never spoke about it. It just seems like a great thing. So we got to get smart. The fourth thing is deal breakers and must-haves, right? Draw your hard lines. What will you not compromise on? Is it no state income tax? Do you have to have that? Good public school, is that something you have to have? Specific gun laws, access to nature, hospitals, or high-speed internet. This is how you avoid regret. See, again, these are things I never thought about. What's the closest hospital? An hour away? Okay. What if something happens? Okay. Do you need to live outdoors? I brought my bike in Philadelphia. When I was living in Philadelphia, man, I was biking, losing weight, feeling great, happiest, you know. I go to Memphis, it's not a bike city. I had to sell my bike. In fact, if you ride your bike or even look like you're outside walking, it's almost, I was like 30 minutes outside of Memphis. It looked awkward. It looked like you didn't belong. You're walking outside on a sidewalk? You're walking to the store? It's a car city, car only, right? So here's the next step. We got to untangle our current life and really get into a mode of shifting the entire thing. So if we're stuck, and I have a bad habit of this, guys, I would move and my address is still in Jersey. I moved 3 times, the address is still in Jersey. Then I moved out of the place I'm at, then the address is in that place finally, and I never got rid of it. The license, I never really untangled. So that is a Amber Alert that just came out. I haven't seen an Amber Alert in so long. God bless whoever that is, and hopefully she is found soon, she or he is found soon. All right, so let's continue. So untangling your current life. Your old state has its clause in your mail, insurance, taxes, licenses, and more. Unless you start unplugging, you'll be physically moved, but mentally and financially stuck. You got to disconnect from the grid. So that means switching important mail to a virtual address or forwarding service, begin transferring medical records for everyone in your household. This can take time. Okay, set alerts for updating your driver's license, registration, and insurance. Review all subscriptions, bills, and services. What's local and needs canceling or transferring. Make a list of every government agency, employer, vendor, or program tied to your current address. It's tedious, but it also gets that clean freedom when you move. Oh, did I do this? Because it'll be 4 months, 6 months, a year after you move and you realize that something went to an old address and it's being forwarded as some important document you needed for your passport. They have this on file. Like it could get to that level where it could cause legit stress. Another one is prepare your income stream. If you work remotely, check your employer's tax policies. If you're a business owner, review your business registration, client locations, and any need of foreign entity registrations in the new state. Some states will fight to keep you as a resident for tax purposes, bro. This is what they do. So carefully document your change in domicile. Financial setup. Let's talk about it. What does that look like? Audit your financial infrastructure. Consider switching to a national bank or credit union. Update insurance policies and see how rates change. If selling or renting property, start the legal and financial separation early. Connecting with a CPA or tax attorney. Smart Movers Pro members get access to this, by the way. We're compiling a list of certified, accredited tax attorneys and CPAs that we're going to give access to with our Smart Movers Pro members. That is a little far off from now. However, that's something that I want to get involved for our Smart Movers. So don't let ignorance cost you. And get a checklist. I mean, freedom comes with paperwork, right? Gather certified copies of your birth certificates, social security cards, licenses, school transcripts, health insurance paperwork. It's all there. And then you could plan your exit, pick a 90-day window, prepare for the emotional sabotage. You got to downsize. It's all a part of really moving clean and moving freer, not getting stuck. So by taking these steps, you could go from I'm thinking of moving to I'm ready to move. Or I'm thinking of moving, but I'm not ready to move. You could be definitive in that transition. And it's okay to not be ready to move until you can move with a free and clear mind. You're moving from talk to traction, from research to realignment. When your exit is strategic, the entrance to your new life will be peaceful. And isn't that really what we want here? Isn't peace the ultimate goal? This entire process, every step that I've outlined today and covered in detail on this podcast is also outlined and in detail within my 12-month relocation blueprint. It's not a vision board. It's a war strategy to get crystal clear on who you are, what you need, and where you will thrive. It's your plan. It's a wake-up call. It's a roadmap to get out of wherever you are and into a freedom-focused territory peacefully. And that's the important thing I want to bring. Stress-free and peacefully. Because you can't move and continue doing the same things in the place that you left. You're still doing the same things. So if you want that blueprint, I want to give it to you free today. All you have to do is go to StrizzyReport.com/blueprint and then sign up to the Smart Movers Club newsletter, and it's going to be right in your email box, and it's available. It's free, and I just want you to get it. I want people to have a resource that they could go back to, and it's 12 months, so it's not like you're moving tomorrow. It's really a careful, planned, thought out, thoughtful, and data-focused blueprint. It's not, hey, pack your bags and move, and here are some moving van companies, and here's what. Nah, it's really understanding who you are, why you're moving, and what you're going to be doing after you move. It's the full circle. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you're listening to it from the Strizzy Report channel. If you're listening to it from Spotify, go ahead and like. This is powered by Future Talks Media on Spotify, and that's futuretalksmedia.com. Thank you so much, guys, for listening and watching and viewing and participating. I would love some comments.
This podcast episode is powered by Future Talks Media, futuretalksmedia.com.